here's my two big ideas. Number one, this is the biggest change in our world since electricity. And number two, either you work for AI or AI works for you. And what do I mean by those two things? There were companies and workers in 1890 who said, I'll wait for electricity to go away. I'm just going to keep being a blacksmith or whatever it is. That did not work out very well. This is like that, but much, much faster. And then the AI thing is, if you work for an AI, it's not going to treat you very well. It's not going to be secure, and it's not going to make you happy, because bosses are going to keep pushing the AI to do all the good parts and you to be a gig worker for all the parts that the AI can't do yet. But if you can say, I use AI to connect humans, I use AI to build a network of people, we don't know how to replace networks of people. And AI is never going to be able to replace networks of people. If you are trusted and connecting and leading, using whatever AI tools you want, you're never going to have trouble making a living. And so that's what you say, okay, if I have these tools, how do I use them? Not to be a junior, smaller version of OpenAI, but use them the same way that the movie theater used electricity, right? That the electric company brought electricity to lots of businesses, but it took a movie theater to figure out how to get you to pay $5 to see the movie.
You used the word people and humans within that answer, and it made me sort of think that actually maybe the great opportunity in a world of artificial intelligence is not to try and be the world's best accountant, because maybe the intelligence is going to be great at that, but all the human stuff.
Correct.
All the human and the people stuff.
Yes, exactly right. Good taste, understanding who trusts you and why. There are very few jobs where if I can write down what you do all day, I can't find an AI to do it faster and cheaper than you.
Interesting.
So you want a job where I can't write down what you do all day, and then you'll be fine.
What the quiet quitters.
Well, I mean, so if you think about what does a bookkeeper do? I can write down all the rules of bookkeeping and hire a different bookkeeper tomorrow, and my business isn't going to fail. That's something AI is going to get really good at really fast. Because once we can write down rules, AI knows how to follow them. On the other hand, somebody, the way you were talking about your good taste about who the next guest should be, you can't write down the algorithm for how to do that. Your awareness of the world you're in, the fact that you have read so many books, met so many people, talked to so many listeners, I can't write all that down with instructions to get Claude to do that for me. Cost reducing as fast as they can, have no imagination. They're saying, oh, this is cheap, super offshore labor. It's called a computer. I can get rid of 400 customer service reps. They're racing to the bottom. Some people are racing to the top. How can I make this more human? How can I make it so that now that I've augmented doctors with these AI tools, they're going to spend more time per patient, not less time per patient? Because we know that patients that have doctors that spend more time with them are more satisfied. So that's a business advantage. Because now someone can either stay home, talk to Dr. Google and figure out what's wrong with them and never go to the doctor, or they can go to a doctor that's worth paying for because that doctor has an AI working for them.